to answer this, I will say that to call the whole Islamic financial institution as Islamic bank and Islamic things, what Islamic here, I was, asked by all the skeptic scholars, yeah, a group of scholars grabbing me, why do you call it Islamic? I said, word Islamic is a branding name. It is not the Shari'ah. Yeah. What I can say that the current Islamic banking or Islamic finance, as it is called, is Jaiz banking in Arabic. Jaiz mean it's the limits of what is permissible. But people perceive that Islamic finance, Islamic means it is like a divine system and it is ideal system, finance. It's not. So the word Islamic is a branding name, not it's a descriptive name. So does it answer your question? So anything which is jaiz, it can be said it is within the Islamic limit. But as you know, al halalu bayyinun wal haramu bayyinun wa baynahuma mushtabahatun. There is a clearly demarcation of what is allowed, what is not allowed, and there is a gray area. Yeah, according to this hadith, there are three lines: gray area and clear cut. So those who avoid the gray areas, they are the best people. Yeah. But those who are, even the gray area, for some people, gray area is not a gray area. It is clearly allowed. It's not ideal, but it is allowed. So there are lots of things which are allowed, which we do not exercise. So anything which is jaiz or allowed, you can avail it, prevail it, but don't call it the ideal things. So word Islamic or Islamic base or Islamic asset base, these are all technical terminologies we can argue, but if it is jaiz, it is jaiz. You can't say that it is not jaiz, yeah? Because if it is what is the principle in the fiqhul ma'amalat, in the transaction, everything is jaiz unless you can prove it is not jaiz, yeah? So you bring some text from ancient books and say, this is not jaiz because of that text. I mean, life was simple. I was asked, why do you have to take mortgage? I said, you don't have to take mortgage. If you are happy without electricity, if you are happy without brick and mortar, you want to build your own house, go in the jungle and build your own house. But if you want the modern facilities, you have to take a mortgage, yeah? And then you have to test your limit of what is jaiz and what is not jaiz. So there is an option to be 100% ideal living in a mud house, yeah, without electricity. But if you want to have a mortgage in a modern city, in an industrial town, you have to go to the limits of the Sharia, what is allowed and what is not. You can't say that this is not allowed. You can say this is less than perfect. This is fine.
So that's why I personally, I'm not comfortable with the term Sharia compliant and Sharia based. You see, because at the end of the day, if it fulfills the Sharia requirement, meaning that it complies with the requirement of Sharia. Except that, some people have termed Sharia compliant are those products which has its origin from the conventional, and Sharia based, this is one of the definition, I would say. At the end of the day, it depends on which definition you take. You see, the other definition is, the Sharia based are those products which have no origin from the conventional. Okay. Now, if that is the purpose, of course, I'm very much, encouraging innovation in products. Okay, because I think one of the criticism towards Islamic finance nowadays is that we are very much falling onto the conventional. You see, why? Simply because those people who are developing Islamic product nowadays, they were trained as conventional bankers. You cannot blame them. So naturally, they will go see, okay, what is there in the conventional? Right, I'll take it, put certain contract there and here, and make it as Islamic. You see, that does not, really serve the industry. We need to have a genuine product, okay, that really serve the industry. But then the constraint sometimes is that, as an example, if you talk about having a real economic kind of products, okay, products based on real economic activities, You see, some people say, well, I mean, you cannot do that through the banking system. You see, you can establish an asset management company, let's say, you see, or some other type of institution, and you can do all that kind of activity. When it comes to banking, it is financial intermediary. I mean, the role of bank is to act as a financial intermediary. So that is the constraint. I mean, I can accept that. You say I can accept that, but then again we have to define what we want to do moving forward. Allah.